The time for you to have beautiful, healthy hair is now. By Darlene Alexander. I'm happy to be able to be there to educate everyone on how to take care of his or her hair naturally. Having beautiful and healthy hair is the #1 goal I want every woman to have, so they can feel wonderful about themselves. I help through my business, a hair product line / custom wigs, through presentations, and through blogging. But now, I want to take it a step further. For the first time, I'm providing to you a free ebook, many more to come in the future, that contain 2 different interviews with a wealth of supporting hair care information and tips. The 2 women I interviewed are hair industry professionals that have much experience in their fields, and a large wealth of information to share. The first interview in this ebook is with a wonderful lady who's been in the beauty industry for 40 years. That's right, 40 years. There's definitely much one can learn and do within their profession if they put their minds to it, and she accumulated a wealth of knowledge through education and through hands-on. She's also one of the few hair salon owners / stylists that places emphasis on using healthy and safe methods of services her clients' hair. The second interview covered in this ebook I had with a trichologist that filled me in on an interesting topic. Sometimes hair loss takes place that's out of our control. Other times, however, we cause hair loss through self-infliction. One of the ways is through what is called traction alopecia. In this interview she educates us on what traction alopecia is, how it is caused, and how you can prevent this from occurring. Having hair problems is no fun at all. Unfortunately, hair loss is something that several women go through. Hair is very important to have, as you can style your hair to your heart's content, and create a certain look that wows friends and strangers alike. Hair can define your personality, your interests, and make you a beautiful you. All in all, I want you to promote healthy, beautiful hair. I want you to feel confident, strong, and ready to take on life in a great way. Your hair in its greatest form will make you feel that way and more. This hair care information you're about to read is the beginning to help you to get there. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. Table of Contents 1. Hair care interview with Judy Slaughter. Tips on how to go natural and promote healthy hair. 2. Traction alopecia interview with Dawn Fraser with traction alopecia and how you can prevent it. 3. Supporting hair care information. Extra details and hair care info supporting both interviews. 4. Most important points. Use these points during your routine to promote beautiful, healthy hair. 5. Finding the right hair products. Use hair products that suit your needs. Includes a hair product I recommend. 6. Getting help through hair consulting. How you can get help if you're suffering from hair loss. Hair care interview with Judy Slaughter. Avoid the mistakes most women make, and promote healthy, beautiful hair naturally. It's better to promote healthy hair using ideal products that contain the right natural ingredients your hair needs. This is a rule of thumb that many businesses in the hair care industry neglect to stress to their clients. To them it's more about providing hair services to generate revenue and make their clients keep coming back for more. Going green, or eco-friendly, is a trend widely used in many businesses of different industries, one area being technology, clean energy. Few salons are also answering the call, providing healthy alternatives to the standard chemical relaxers and perms. Judy Slaughter is one professional hairstylist / salon owner that's providing these alternatives. Judy is one of the many people who is sensitive to chemical-based products, which is another reason going green is the way to go. Helping women in her position is very important to her. She's been in the hair industry for 40 years, and currently owns JB Salons in Sacramento, where she also lives. Being healthy is very important to her, that she and her family would rather eat natural food, and nothing processed. Marketing executive Sheldon Alexander of Heavenly Essence, Incorporated got a chance to sit down with Judy and hear from her perspective of how natural hair care is very important, how women can achieve that, and how she provides eco-friendly hair services to her clients. Sheldon Alexander: a lot of women invest in making their hair look beautiful, but with using chemical-based products and through the use of hair styling tools. Why is it more important to do this naturally? Judy Slaughter: for one thing, the chemical rearranges the texture of your hair. Women like to have their hair natural. They just want the hair they desire for their profession. The women I service are now going natural because of the way I perm their hair. When doing a perm, I'll mix the perm with a conditioner, a coconut oil and coconut CRM. I may also add protective gels for younger women. Most women in their late 40s and older, I just do a press and curl. Some women say achieving natural hair is more difficult to maintain. What are a few simple steps women can do to simplify this transition? For one thing, they need to at least try it out. I work with them on the natural heads of hair method for them to try out. I will then let them work with a natural look over the weekend. If they don't like it, I just wash it and adjust their hair for them to wear it the way they want. I have a product from Design Essentials and it's a styling CRM, which has worked wonders on most of my clients. You have to really work with what tests your hair. This will happen through trial and error. Since everyone's hair is different, it's best to use hair products that best hold the hair. You have to make women understand that a natural head of hair is difficult and that there's different ways you have to manage your hair. So, how can women manage their hair better when going natural in order to develop their own unique hairstyles? When you go natural, one of my suggestions is wrapping your hair with a satin scarf. Do this prior to going to sleep. The cotton in pillows normally absorbs the moisture out of hair, and hair not trapped can get tangled, with hair breakage able to occur. So a satin scarf or anything that doesn't absorb moisture like a jersey is what will be essential. Prior to sleeping, a light wave oil can be used in hair. You don't need anything that causes friction to your hair. 100% bore bristle brushes, wooden combs and hard rubber combs are good to use for managing hair. Keep in mind that anything with nylon tends to rip out hair since it causes static to hair, so stay away from hair styling tools with nylon. Every woman's hair is different, but what's the desirable amount of hair product women should put in their hair without causing oily or dry hair? On all the hair products it'll tell you to use as a pea or dime size. But women have the tendency to believe the more the merrier. And so when they input too much, it clogs pores, causes dandruff and other hair problems. You have to pay attention to what your hair and scalp tell you. Do some of your clients have a habit of using chemical-based products and flat irons to damage their hair, and then turn to your services to restore their hair back to its healthy state? If so, why do you think that happens? Yes, because they want the services we provide. We have to use 3 different conditioners that would help their hair withstand the thermal heats. Women overuse hot utensils. They want their hair to look perfect every day, so they think using heat-based tools and products that are normally harmful for hair will get their hair the way they want it. I try to stick with natural and being green as much as possible, and I try to listen to customers and have them teach me on how they want their hair to be. I get to know every client I service. The younger people teach me many new things on the scene that I can provide for my clients. Even though I do the perms, I do them as naturally as possible. If I do go with chemical-based products, I look for the products that are the safest on hair and has some natural ingredients, which include coloring. My clients accept that perms can burn their scalp, but in reality it's because of an allergic reaction. Are there any sources, like books or online resources, that I can look into for hair care tips, hair styling tips and hairstyles to wear? Rodney Barnett teaches about scalp problems and hair loss, and has some books on that subject. Also, you can check out hairunt.com where you can find resources in regards to hair care. I hope you enjoyed the interview that we had with Judy Slaughter. Again, throughout her 40 years in the beauty industry, she has acquired a ton of knowledge and know-how through working with her clients behind the chair hands-on. What you've read from her hair care info is only a small portion, but I'm grateful she was willing to share with us. Traction alopecia interview with Dawn Fraser. Learn how this form of hair loss is caused and how you can avoid this mistake. There are millions of people who are experiencing some type of hair loss in the United States. There are a number of reasons for hair loss and no one treatment can treat all forms of hair loss. In each of these categories, hair loss can result from changes to our diets, disease, medications, or in some cases self-inflicted. All of these areas must be examined and treatment administered according to the problem or condition. As a licensed hairstylist, I've seen first-hand accounts of hair loss in children, young and older women. Therefore, I felt it was necessary to address the common causes of hair loss. No one anticipates losing their hair, but more and more people are doing just that. Once thought to be a man's problem is no longer true. This interview will focus on some of the common causes of hair loss. However, a series of interviews with additional subjects will address underlying health conditions, our diets and medications that contribute to the loss of one's hair. In my search for answers, I had an opportunity to speak directly to Dawn Fraser, a certified trichologist. Miss Fraser's knowledge in the field of hair loss and scalp disorders proved to be informative. Darlene Alexander, Miss Fraser, can you please explain to me, what is a trichologist? Miss Fraser, a trichologist is someone who advises and treats clients with hair and scalp disorders. How long have you been a trichologist? Miss Fraser, I started back in 1995, while I was working in a salon, and then in 2006 I met and attended Rodney Barnett's certification course in trichology. Currently I'm enrolled in an international course to be certified by the International Association of Trichology. I started in a salon setting, then I realized I need to work in a setting where the client was open to hair replacement, because those are the clients that have hair loss and scalp disorders. I love what I do and I love working with people. Miss Fraser, I can tell you love what you do. You truly have a passion for helping others. When that client comes to you, they are seeking help and they truly need someone who understands what they are going through. They have tried this and that. Nothing has worked and they have spent a lot of money with little results. Can you tell me, what are a few common stages of hair loss? Miss Fraser, a common stage of hair loss would be alopecia areata. This is where someone loses their hair in spots and not all over. I've also seen hair breakage in which it was caused by chemical services where the hair was over-processed or by improper hair care maintenance. Other forms of hair loss would be traction alopecia and female pattern baldness. What are a few ways you can treat some of these stages of hair loss? Miss Fraser, clients with alopecia areata, I've seen some grow back, but it's based upon how severe and the underlying cause of this form of alopecia. In regards to alopecia areata, right now, we really don't know the exact cause. I was told it could be an immune deficiency, but we're not sure. However, we treat the existing hair with protein and moisture and we cover up those areas of hair loss. Either we change the person's hairstyle until the area grows back or we cover it as a whole. In reference to traction alopecia comes from wearing ponytails that are tight or pulling the hair back too tight. If you look at a person's hairline, you should never pull the hair straight back. The hair grows somewhat in a C shape, so the hair in the front should contour around your head and then go back. You can wear a ponytail close to your head, but it shouldn't be straight back because your hair doesn't grow in that direction. Cornrowing is another issue. Breakage has occurred because the hair was pulled too tight. Everyone, in my opinion, has a weak area in their head. As your hair is being braided, the braids that are being placed on the head, especially with extensions, if there's too much hair being placed in that section and that section is a weak area, you're pulling the hair and that's contributing to traction alopecia. Let's say their hairline is the weakest area of their hair and that client would like to have their hair braided. Since you know this involves pulling of the hair, then you would have to inform the client that they cannot have this particular style, due to the fact that their weak area is their hairline. When you apply braids to a weakened area, gradually it will start pulling the hair out. Traction alopecia, the treatment would be informing the client what they can and cannot have. If they are currently wearing braids, the hair still needs to be shampooed and deep conditioned, the hair and scalp. The other thing is you need to know the type of hairs you're placing on the head. A lot of people are purchasing hair and they are not aware of the type of hair they are using. When you're dealing with hair that is curly, it's gone through a chemical process. If you have a chemical relaxer on your hair and you sweat, or if you wet your hair, you could be reactivating that chemical in your hair. This too can cause breakage along with the traction alopecia. Now the last one I spoke about was the female pattern baldness. I've seen this in women after menopause, however, it can happen in women who are younger. Women in their 20s. How you would notice it, you'll see thinning hair in the top of the head, sometimes on the side, and right in the front. This is usually caused by the estrogen levels in the body. The levels have decreased. I've never seen total baldness, unless you braid on top of the traction alopecia through that area. With this form of alopecia, that person would have to wear some type of integration piece. Let's say that person has 20% of their hair left, then you would give them an integration piece made possibly with 40 to 50% of hair, and that will make it appear that they have approximately 60, 70 or 80% of their own hair left. You still need to moisturize and treat the area. The treatment isn't a quick fix. We want to build the client's confidence. You just don't slap a hair piece on their head and cover up the area. In trichology, pertaining to hair replacement, I've learned that you utilize their infrastructure and you build upon it and not just cover it up. So if someone has a thinning area, you just add more hair to that area and combined with their own hair, it now looks like there are no problem areas. If I need to remove the hair piece to treat that area, I can. Miss Fraser, since we know that not all hair loss problems are health-related, but rather self-inflicted, why do you think that's the case? Miss Fraser, I believe the client, as well as the stylist, may lack the knowledge of properly taking care of the hair and not just covering up the problem area. For example, it's important to know why someone would want to have their hair bonded. What I mean, if someone comes to me and they want their hair bonded, usually it's to attend a wedding or a special event. They are required to sign a release with me stating that this bonding service is truly temporary, no longer than a month. Maintaining the care of their hair during this bonding service is crucial, because I'm liable. If you want me to do it and I say that it's healthy for you to do it, I'm going to educate you. You're not going to use any oil or any type of moisturizing conditioner to release the bond on your hair. There are bonding release agents that you spray on the hair and it releases the bond from your hair. There is no ripping that takes place. If they tell me they need this service for 3 months, I would say to them, you're not a candidate for this service. I would have to place them in another category, so that their weave will last them for 3 months. For a weave, I would say 10 weeks, 12 weeks tops, because after that your hair will start to lock. For the duration of that weave, they still have to come in to have their hair shampooed and deep conditioned. In some cases the client may say, I can't afford that. Then I would tell them, this is the shampoo I use, these are the other products I use, and you need to apply the shampoo on your hair as well as your scalp. I will sit down with them and explain the regimen on how to take care of their hair in between visits with me. However, they do need to see me at least once a month because there is a product that I use that is not retail-oriented, so I cannot sell this product to them. Therefore, they have to see me for that main treatment. If that client is unable to come to me once or twice a month, they too can maintain their hair. I have no problem with writing a regimen for them to follow. In order for me to provide a weave service to the client, I'm not just weaving the hair for it to look good, I want to maintain the beauty of their natural hair as well. The only way for this weave service to be successful is we must establish a partnership. Without that partnership in place between the client and hairstylist, I believe the type of hair loss would be self-inflicted. This information you're supplying is informative and helpful to those who are battling hair loss. It's important that this information reach those who are battling hair loss. They need to know What message would you like to convey to the person who is affected emotionally by hair loss? This has been a traumatic experience for them. I mean hair loss. They're spending a lot of money on products and services that are not working for them. They need to come to someone like yourself who has the experience and know-how and is taking each individual and placing emphasis on their situation. You're providing a service to them, you're advising them on what they can and cannot do in their particular circumstances. What type of encouragement would you like to say to these individuals? Miss Fraser, I would like to say that I do understand, I know how difficult it is and how it affects their self-esteem. But there are so many choices and options out there. That is one of the wonderful things I've learned about dealing with clients with hair loss. This was something you mentioned earlier. There are stages of hair loss, and by working with clients to change their habits when it comes to their hair is vital. What I mean, a lot of people believe they're experiencing hair loss, but in reality they have unhealthy habits that may be contributing to the loss of their hair. For example, using bond throughout their hair, and in order to release their hair from the bond they are ripping their hair out, so they are creating the problem. In some cases the individual doesn't have a hair growth problem, but a hair loss problem due to the techniques they use in managing their hair. When I say there are stages, you may come to me with hair loss due to bonding, but you will not remain in that state. We need to find out where you are, the stage. What is happening with your hair? Then provide a regimen to help you go to the next level, then to the next level, and then to the next level. It may be difficult for one to understand why they are unable to have a chemical process applied to their hair, but I do have to reiterate to them that their hair cannot withstand the process. However, I can make their hair appear like they have a chemical process. I like to see past pictures of their natural hair and how it looked in its healthiest stage. If we're going to do some type of hair replacement or weave, I need to match the replacement hairs with the type of hair they have in order to achieve a natural appearance. I know this can be a traumatic experience for the person who is experiencing hair loss. My suggestion is for them to contact a trichologist or hair replacement technician, someone who is really into hair care. They need someone who will show them how to take care of their hair. This information is incredible, and I feel a lot of people can benefit from these services. Do you have any upcoming events you want to share with our viewers? Miss Fraser, yes, I do. I'll be partnering with an apprenticeship and advanced learning program in Village. We will be doing a series of classes educating the client as well as the hairstylist on general hair loss. Also, I'll be partnering with Mr. Rodney Barney to conduct the trichology certification program. I'll have more information on that in the coming weeks. I really hope that you enjoyed the interview that we had with Dawn Fraser, and that it serves as a way for you to be more careful on how you take care of your hair. I was grateful for her to share this important information with me to pass along to you. Supporting hair care information. Judy's interview support info. First off, I wanted to reiterate on some points that Judy mentioned in the interview. First off, anyone can go natural and use the tips she provided in the interview, no matter what ethnicity or hair type. I wanted to mention that because I cater my hair care information to all women regardless of color or race. Women who are health conscious and looking to have beautiful, healthy hair the right way are who I want to help, and will benefit from this ebook. Keep in mind that taking care of your hair is a daily routine. It's a must. So when Judy mentioned in the interview that you should wrap your hair in a satin scarf before going to sleep, that means you should wrap it every night. Depending on how much natural oils you produce, you should apply the right amount of light oil into hair every night. Usually a dime size is good, more if your hair is thick and needs moisture. Use a boar bristle brush or wooden comb daily. A celebrity hairstylist once told me it's best to brush or comb your hair throughout the entire day, especially if you are looking to add volume for your hair. Brushing hair is especially good for making sure your natural oils make it from the roots to the ends of your hair, and stimulates the scalp. Make sure you do this at least 5 minutes at a time. Make this a habit whenever getting ready for work, at your lunch break during the afternoon, and before going to bed. Another thing I wanted to point out regarding the interview was that Judy didn't just point out a few tips that you should use to take care of your own hair. She also gave you a hint that what she does when she services her clients is someone that you should want to help you when getting your hair serviced. We're still living in a time where hairstylists and salons for that matter haven't converted to going green, let alone given it much thought. They're set on continuously giving clients the service the client wants, but don't actually need. They offer little recommendations or suggestions on what would work best for the client. There are some hairstylists out there that not only service women's hair just to generate more cash flow, but they'll also provide services like chemical treatments that the client didn't want. I had a talk with a prospect that attended one of our wig parties that I hosted one time. She was wearing a nice curly human hair wig that looked like her real hair. I for one thought that it was her real hair when I first met her, but she said it wasn't. She started wearing wigs not to have different hairstyles whenever she felt like it, but because a hairstylist she worked with damaged her hair. She suffered hair loss as a result, all because the hairstylist gave her chemical treatments throughout 3 different appointments and lied to her saying that she didn't. This obviously isn't someone you'd want to work with. Hair is very important to a woman, and it's devastating when a hairstylist's wrongdoing can lead to a client's hair to fall out permanently. How to find the best hairstylist. Part of how you'll have the healthy, beautiful hair you want is from receiving help from the right hairstylist who's willing to listen to your needs, study you like an open book, and provide guidance on that. I'll help you through your journey. If they're unwilling to do so, it's best to search elsewhere. I say this all not to get you to leave your existing hairstylist who does your hair. Stay with that person if they've done well in the past and you have a great working relationship with them. But if you're looking for a hairstylist, be wary when building a connection with one. Here's some helpful advice you should follow in order to find a hairstylist that will assist you with your hair care needs. Word of mouth on the street. If you're outgoing and happen to come across someone that has great-looking hair, compliment them of their great-looking hair and then ask them who does their hair. They'll be more than happy to tell you and answer your questions. You can then ask them questions like related to if their hairstylist gave them a good cut based on the shape of their face and head instead of just because the look of a hairstyle on a picture. Also, it's important to ask them if they've had repeat business with the hairstylist who did their hair and why. Through discussion forums. Online discussion forums are a place where people discuss about several different topics, including hair care and about their experiences with products and hairstylists. Find the right discussion sites by doing a search on Google and then clicking discussions on the left of the site to find out what sites are good fits. Use these sites to ask questions on finding a hairstylist, or questions regarding existing hairstylists you're looking into. Client reviews and testimonials. Some hairstylists have their own websites, where you can find testimonials from clients that have been satisfied from their services. Or check out directories like Yelp.com and type in the salon names, where you can read reviews from people that have used their services. This will give you an idea on how a particular salon's hairstylists are there, whether they care for their clients or just their paycheck. Through online videos. If hairstylists have YouTube videos on how-tos or previous haircutting services they've done on satisfied clients, this lets you know that they are skillful in what they do and helpful as well. If they provide value, you should find out more about the quality of their services. Usually those who provide value care about their clients and newcomers alike. Get a read on the hairstylist. Let the hairstylist know that you are a potential new client and want to find out more about them and the quality of their services, as well as price. A good hairstylist would try to find out more about you and ask probing questions to understand your hair care needs. If they don't, then they're in a hurry to find people who just want to book an appointment and pay. Listen to their voice and hear if they're friendly, caring, and have a great personality. You don't want to get serviced by a hairstylist that acts robotic. They should be willing to answer questions you have in good detail. Hands-on view. Another idea is going with your friend or family member to the salon when they're getting their hair done through their hairstylist, and being nearby while he/she is getting their hair serviced. You'll be able to find out how the hairstylist goes about styling their hair, their personality, and how they communicate with your friend and family member. Test the waters. If push comes to shove that you can decide which hairstylist is best out of the few you're reviewing, you can always try their service once, and see if you're happy with the results. Then go to a different hairstylist the next time you get your hair done. Experiment with this when getting your hair cut or trimmed, which will be cheaper on your end instead of trying a full hair service. Whichever hairstylist provides the best service out of the few you have considered, you should continue giving business to. Now to my last point: when it comes to being serviced by hairstylists, do not rely on your hairstylist every time to service your hair back to full restoration. Do not do that whatsoever. Judy mentioned that some of her clients use chemical-based products and heat-based tools like flat irons because they believe it's what will get their hair to a certain way they want it. They do it to the point that it becomes a habit. That is far from the case, as using both continuously is very harmful to your hair. Judy had once mentioned about a woman she previously serviced in the past who continued to use chemical-based products and a lot of heat from hair styling tools to cause her hair to fall out permanently until she had almost none at all. This same person went back to Judy, crying and asking why did she lose her hair and what can she do to restore it. At that point there was not much that could be done by a hairstylist. You do not want to end up like this person. You'll be surprised on how many women go through this type of situation through self-infliction. The problem is they either don't care or they don't know. Sometimes it is the latter. But now that you know from reading this ebook, you should already know that using hair products with natural ingredients, without harsh chemicals, and keeping use of heat-based hair styling tools to a minimum is a must. Remember, it is mainly your job to take care of your own hair, not the hairstylist. Don's interview support info: it's common for a person to go to a salon to have their hair styled, or even go it alone and style and maintain their hair at home. Either method provides a way to obtain the hairstyle one desires. Analyzing the type of products you need to care for your hair is important. Application of hair products is the first step needed before styling the hair. Hair salons know that for a fact, which is why they provide services using professional hair products and hair styling tools that get the job done. Or do they? Dawn Fraser mentioned that hair breakage takes place as a result of chemical treatments where hair is over-processed. This is one of the points I wanted to reiterate from the interview. Sometimes we go through perm and relaxer treatments, and think that those methods will allow hair to be more manageable for styling purposes. We want beautiful hair that even resembles that of our favorite celebrities at all costs, even if it costs the health of our hair. In some cases, it may be best to minimize some of these chemical treatments, especially if your hair doesn't fall into a category that allows you to receive these type of services. These procedures can be harmful for your hair. Let's discuss briefly about androgenic alopecia. Approximately 15% of this type of alopecia is not influenced by heredity. But some cases of this type of alopecia were contributed to chemical procedures. Although these individuals had no history on either side of their family, they eventually started losing their hair. Remember when I mentioned hair loss could be from the result of self-infliction? Well, that and lack of knowledge is also a culprit. We must know what we put on our hair and our bodies. When we neglect to follow these steps, we can fall victim to hair loss. It's very important to look at the labels on hair care products and see what ingredients are included. If you see ingredients that you're not familiar with, it's best to Google, or conduct your research through the Environmental Working Group website www.org. A bunch of natural ingredients in a bottle doesn't mean it's not harmful. They too can be just as or more toxic than chemical-based products. In our Finding the Right Hair Products section in this ebook, we provide to our subscribers that lists vitamins and nutrients that are beneficial for your hair. So be sure to check that section to read some of the ingredients we've outlined that you should look for in your hair products, and/or for your diet as well. Make sure when you go to a salon that you work with a hairstylist that will attend to your needs. You want to make sure they are following proper procedures as they administer chemical treatments. You must also do your part. You might not think anything about that new medication that your physician prescribed may interfere with the chemical procedure, but it might. Do some research on that medication and advise your hairstylist of a change in medications. Your hairstylist must be in the know about you and your health, so she or he can be better equipped to take care of your hair. Another point I would like to make to support Dawn's message is the use of protein to restore the hair. We all know protein is a source to build muscle and burn fat when consumed in a diet, but it's also a source of energy. Hair needs energy-producing molecules to stay healthy, which protein can provide. Lack of protein can lead to hair loss. Protein is also a source to help keep hair strong. Lack of protein means hair is weak and more prone to breakage, especially if you like to braid your hair, or if you pull hair when styling it. It's easy to cause hair breakage from constant pulling and pulling it in the opposite direction that the hair grows. So it's very important you add protein to your diet. Some hair products contain proteins for hair. However, in my opinion, it's best to obtain protein through your diet. I believe it should first come from the diet because it needs to go into the body and into your bloodstream to receive the best results. The highest quality of protein is found in meat, chicken, fish, beans, and tofu. Certain vegetables, aside of being a great source of vitamins and nutrients, also contain protein, but nowhere near the amount you would find in meat. However, consuming peanuts, sunflower seeds, legumes, almonds, yogurt, milk, and eggs, among others, are also sources of protein. These are great alternatives if you don't eat meat. When pulling hair, make sure to pull hair as gently as possible and not very continuously. It's also a good idea to create medium to large sections whenever you're styling hair, unless you're trying to create a curly or wavy hairstyle. Keep in mind that if you're brushing hair, to do so for 5 minutes at a time or less. Remember, a brush will separate hundreds of hair strands, but also will create stress for hair if brushing excessively. The goal is to try and do the least amount of work possible and trying to manage and style your hair, while still working to obtain an ideal hairstyle you're looking for. Traction alopecia can take place from self-infliction, and you don't want to fall victim to unnecessary hair breakage. Most important points. There was much that was mentioned on both Judy's and Dawn's interview. So I wanted to point out below on the most important things you should follow that were covered. First off, in Judy's interview, here's what I recommend that you follow. Focus on promoting naturally healthy hair, not perfect hair. Use a hair products that contain natural ingredients. Algorithm size or more of hair product into your hair depending on hair type. Algorithm on the hair oil. Priority wrapping your hair at night. Every night would be Rorinus and scar. Priority going to sleep. Use the or bristle brushes. With done rubber combs to manage hair. Find a salon or stylist that is eco-friendly. Refrain from using chemical-based hair products. Ally minimum eat when using hair styling tools, and use heat protection. Follow hair care routine daily. Test new water with air or adjust accordingly. Here's the most important points I wanted to input from Dawn's interview to get you started on the road to taking action against traction alopecia. How chances of traction alopecia is increased. Chemical treatments like relaxation perms hair to dissolve processed pulling hair back too tight and slash or too often tight braids on ponytails. Protein deficiency. Brushing hair too excessively. Using hair products that contain chemicals that are harmful to hair. Ways to prevent traction alopecia. Use a hair products with natural ingredients. Eliminate chemical-based hair products and treatments. Pull hair gently and excessively when styling hair. Create bigger sections of hair when styling, unless going for certain hairstyles. Wear larger braids on with them for 2 weeks maximum. Use a hair products that contain protein and work to strengthen hair. Heavy protein-rich diet. For meat, nuts, almonds, poultry, eggs, vegetables, and protein shakes. Use eco-rated treatment for hair and every 4-6 weeks. Finding the right hair products. It isn't easy to find the right hair products that are best for your hair. After all, there are a ton of hair products on the market today. You can easily get lost in looking for good hair products for your hair. You also have to keep in mind that what works for someone else may not work for you. This is the reason for my last bullet point to test the waters and adjust accordingly. One time I recommended coconut oil in one of my articles to my readers. A lady who reviewed my article gave it a try for a week, and it caused her hair to brittle up. She had to dump the product as a result. It didn't work for her, but I received feedback from a few other women who love coconut oil and was marveled from the results they received. If you currently are using hair products that are giving you results you desire, then stick with those products. But if you don't know so already, it is sometimes necessary to switch out the hair products you use with other products in order to keep your hair from getting used to the same product. In the event that you are looking for new hair products to use for your hair, that you always look at the back of the bottles for the ingredients. Make sure there are natural ingredients included. Avoid hair products that contain parabens, sodium lauryl sulfate, mineral oil, and other harmful chemicals your hair doesn't need. At the time of writing this ebook, January of 2013, I compiled a list of some of the best vitamins and nutrients that your hair needs to promote growth and look healthy. I wanted to be generous and share some of these with you in this ebook, so that you can be aware of what your hair needs. Here's some of the ingredients your hair needs. Vitamin B, a popular vitamin that the health industry stands by, and a widely popular vitamin in hair care today. Vitamin B is created by microorganisms that is found in water and soil, as well as plant sources. There are different forms of vitamin B, including B12 and B-complex, all with their different roles. Its main benefits on hair include preventing thinning hair, and promotes healthy hair. Vitamin B12 also helps with hair growth, while B-complex helps provide the oxygen for hair to prevent damage. Vitamin C, this is one of the most popular vitamins of any of them in the vitamin category. The reason being is the fact that vitamin C has been known to increase your energy, as well as help fight viruses and sickness. What it does for hair, however, is provide protection against UV radiation damage, and helps to promote overall healthy hair. Vitamin E is widely known around the hair care and skin care industry and are included in a wide range of hair and skin care products. Vitamin E helps to rejuvenate hair from dryness and damage, and helps to soften hair as well. Green tea, this essential nutrient comes from the growth of the Camellia sinensis shrub. It's grown and formed at different countries including China, and is widely popular in the U.S. Green tea contains vitamin C, vitamin E, and panthenol. These help to soothe and moisturize the hair and scalp, softens and strengthens hair, protect against UV damage, and helps prevent hair loss. Avocado, this fruit, that's right, it's not a vegetable, is grown as a member of the berry family. It contains 20 essential nutrients including potassium, vitamin E, all B vitamins and folic acid. Avocados help to soften and moisturize hair. It also helps to promote hair growth, and thickens hair if thin. Avocado can also be mixed with other ingredients to form a conditioner. Argan oil, this oil comes from the argan tree in Morocco. The oil is found by the roots of the tree, and it is one of the most versatile types of oils of any kind. This oil contains the following: vitamin E, essential fatty acids, omega-6 and other natural ingredients that help benefit your hair. The benefits are that it offers excellent absorption into the hair, which allows it to immediately go to work in moisturizing hair, restoring hair from damage, eliminating frizz or brittle hair, and leaving hair silky and smooth. It also helps with color-treated hair by offering it protection and making it last a long time. These are only some of the many essential nutrients, vitamins and ingredients that your hair needs. However, from reviewing these you know how effective they are for your hair. So I would recommend that you start here and look for these ingredients in the hair products that you purchase. You can also do a search on essential vitamins and nutrients for hair on Google to find out what other key ingredients your hair needs. Just make sure that the essential vitamins and nutrients you're looking for are healthy and safe for your hair. What that also means is make sure that you will be able to take in any of these ingredients safely without receiving an allergic reaction. People are allergic to natural ingredients that are found in hair products. These reactions can range from lightheadedness, sneezing, headaches, sinus congestions, etc. If at any point you use a hair product and you experience one of or any kind of allergic reaction, then you should stop using the product. If you don't know what you're allergic to, then you should check with your doctor. Getting help through hair consulting. We are all wired differently. That same statement can be said about our hair. It's funny because even though there are only so many different types of hair, the way we react to what's put in our hair and our bodies can vary. Like there was one instance where a lady used coconut oil for a week, and it caused her hair to brittle. However, the opposite effect of great results happened to another. At times, we can never know what's going to work and what's not except at times through trial and error. With current hair problems, that's a different situation, but the same rule applies. With hair loss, for instance, it's important to figure out the reason for it occurring. At first we don't know. The first thing that comes to mind, however, is wondering if there's hope of getting your beautiful hair back. It's devastating to lose something that precious and not know how it happened and what to do. We don't know off the bat what can help to reverse the effects and regrow our hair. No one hair care solution will solve all problems with our hair. However, all solutions start as a result of finding the root of the problem. In the event you suffer from major hair problems, it's best to get help. You need to find a trichologist or hair replacement expert that's in your area. No matter which one you choose, they both are very passionate about helping people solve their hair loss problems. They are both willing to help you to restore your hair back to normal. Beautiful and healthy hair is what they want you to have after using their services. A great thing about getting help from a trichologist that you may overlook is that their whole job is to help you with your hair problems. They study your unique hair type and identify what problems you're having and what the causes are. Then they provide a solution to your needs, and they continue to work with you in order to monitor your progress. This is what the title of the trichologist entails. If they don't help you, they don't get paid, whereas a hairstylist can service your hair with treatments and styling services. Not to bash hairstylists, they're great at what they do. But when you have hair problems and you need a solution, you want to work with someone that primarily specializes in that field, and a hair replacement expert or a trichologist can do just that. Conclusion: if you read through this entire ebook, then I thank you and appreciate the time you took to read it. As a professional in the hair and beauty industry, I can't seem to count the amount of people that I've talked to that have experienced some level of hair problems. I'm still surprised to hear some of the stories of good people that have gone through hair problems, especially when it is out of their control. I for one have also gone through some trials with my hair, and from constantly searching for hair products that actually worked. Knowing the fact that there are several women out there struggling with hair problems, creating this ebook was one of the ways I wanted to help. Integrating the two interviews we had with hair care professionals Judy and Dawn meant providing to you the ways you can promote healthy hair, while also discovering some factors that causes us to go through hair breakage, damaged hair, and hair loss. From reading this ebook, I hope that you will take into account of everything you're doing to your hair daily. Everything you do, from the products you put into your hair, your diet, how you brush your hair, and how you handle your hair when using a flat iron has an effect on your hair. Remember that your hair is fragile, and that you should treat it like a newborn baby. Many of the tips on this ebook will help get you started. It's up to you then to find out if the existing products you're using either work for you or not, whether you're brushing your hair too often or not enough, or if you're conditioning your hair at least a few times a week to keep your hair moisturized. Just like you must eat daily to keep yourself from getting hungry, you must feed your hair with the right vitamins and nutrients, plus give it a nice brush to distribute those natural oils. You'll be surprised on what can take place just from making the right adjustments. Doing so will make your hair look healthy, beautiful, shiny, and you'll be able to manage and style your hair to your heart's content. That's the beauty of it all. At the end, you want to look and feel your very best daily. Heavenly Essence, Incorporated. Company Profile: Heavenly Essence, Incorporated, creators of Purity Hypoallergenic Hair Care Products, was founded in 2005 by Darlene Alexander, a credentialed and seasoned cosmetologist with 26 years of experience, and her son Sheldon, who serves as CEO of the company. Miss Alexander's history of chronic fatigue syndrome due to years of exposure to mold, methane gas and other chemicals led her and her family to develop a solution to her problem. With Miss Alexander's desire to help others with similar problems she experienced firsthand, the Alexander family embarked on providing quality hair products that deliver results. She set on the goal to develop hair products that don't contain the harmful chemicals and strong fragrances found in many hair products today, but rather essential oils, natural ingredients, and a very unique formulation that rivaled the leading brands on the market. The great thing is, she succeeded, and that's how Purity was born. Miss Alexander is very devoted to provide safe and healthy hair care solutions to people who need them. Purity hair products are one of the beginning elements on her strive to achieve her goal. Again, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to read this free ebook. Please continue viewing our blog at http://www.bestwigsandsacramento.com/blog for our latest hair care tips/information, and where you can sign up to receive a free hair care guide from us. Contact us at info@bestwigsandsacramento.com for any questions you have related to this ebook or anything hair care related. We'll do our best to help you. Thanks again and hope to assist you in the near future.